Hey, my name's Clayton Olson, and in this video, we're going to attempt to answer the question, should you wait for them? Should you wait for her? Should you wait for him? Maybe you have an emotional connection with somebody who's getting out of a divorce through a separation, and they're just not ready for a relationship yet, but you've got a real connection with them. Perhaps the person has some healing to do. Maybe they've had a death in the family, a death of a friend, and they're just not ready to be in a long-term relationship. They're not ready to go to the emotional depth that you're ready for. Should you wait for them? I just want to mark out that I know how difficult this situation can be, and there's no easy answer here. Your connection with this person, you know it's real. Let's not invalidate that, right? And let's just understand that there's something really significant about this question if you're in it, because you have a choice. So when we look at the question of should you wait for the person, what I get curious about, more so than say how long should you wait for them or what period of time is appropriate, what I get curious about is who are you being in the waiting? So how are you in the act of waiting? And there's three things I want you to consider and pay attention to. Number one, what is your opinion and what is the relationship that you have with yourself in the act of that waiting? Do you find yourself turning against yourself in the act of waiting with questions like, God, if I was more valuable, would they speed up their timeline? What's wrong with me? Why do I always find myself in this situation? Or what do I need to do or say or act or show them so that I can help them heal? Am I good enough? If any of those questions are coming into mind on a consistent basis and you find yourself beginning to doubt your value, doubt who you are, that's kind of the canary in the coal mine that will let you know that it might be time for you to move on so you can preserve the relationship you have with yourself. The other vector to pay attention to is what is the relationship that you have with the story of that person who is in this situation where they need you to wait. And look, maybe they've explicitly asked you to wait. Right? Wait for me. I'm not ready yet, but maybe I will be at some point. That happens more rarely than somebody just saying I'm not ready, because they don't want to put somebody into that position. But either way, whether it's that them asking explicitly or you deciding, the decision comes down to you, not them. So how are you relating to the story inside your mind of who they are? Are you finding that becoming compromised in the act of waiting? Are you wanting them to hurry up? Are you feeling like maybe they're playing games with you? Are you feeling like where they are is not valid? Because if that's the case, if you find the relationship that you have with your idea of who they are becoming compromised, then it's kind of counter to you wanting to be in relationship with them, right? It starts to actually add a level of toxicity into your image of who they are, which ultimately might let you know that you don't want to be in relationship with them, or it is actually time to move on. And then finally, how is your relationship with the present moment being impacted in the act of waiting? So are you able to be present, or do you find yourself off in the future or the past? Are you off in the future thinking about all of the wonderful ways that you'll be able to connect when they're finally healed, and not actually being present with the moment now? Wishfully thinking about something that hasn't happened yet, divorcing from the present moment right now? Or do you find yourself going off in the past thinking like, oh God, if I said something differently to them, or maybe showed up differently in the past, then maybe I wouldn't be where I'm at right now? So are you turning against the present moment? And if you're turning against the present moment, that's another sign that it might be time for you to move on, so that you can preserve the relationship you have with yourself, the relationship that you have with them, ironically and paradoxically, and the relationship that you have with the present moment. So I think a better question to ask than should I wait for them is the question, can I be present with them? There are some situations where waiting for somebody and being present with where they're at will actually serve your development and will serve your growth. It might be that you get to work on your sovereignty in this place of being present with exactly where they're at. And just think about that change of language here. Rather than waiting for somebody, right? In some ways we're waiting. It means we're connected to some future hope of something rather than being in the present. But if we're being present with somebody where they're at, it means, can I accept them just the way they are if nothing shifts? Can I be in rapport with the present moment just the way that it is, with them just where they are, with me just where I am, without thinking that something's wrong, broken, or that it's not good enough or needs to be fixed? Now, if you can say yes to that, honestly, and you can really stand in that perspective of, yes, I can be present with them, then really you're not waiting. You just are. So as I even navigate this linguistically, I think if you're asking the question, should I wait for them? You might have your answer. That just even the place that you're asking that question from, should I wait for somebody, it might mean that you're compromising relationship with self, relationship with them, or relationship with the present moment. And it's time to upgrade that question to asking, can I be present with this? Can I be present with this? And look, if you can't be present with it, then use that as a sign, use that as your compass to guide you into being able to move forward and find a situation and create a circumstance, create an experience in which you can be present with it. My name is Clayton Olson, and I know that this situation is difficult, and if you're needing help or wanting more information, insight around self-development and creating extraordinary love, subscribe to my channel. I believe that if you're watching this video and you're in that place, you're in a really powerful, potent time in your life where you get to really choose yourself, and you get to choose what you stand for, and you get to declare your own value and bring a higher frequency of experience into your life. And so you could see this as, rather than being something that's torturous or something that's not working out, you can see it as a crossroads in your life. And if you need any support with that, feel free to shoot me an email. I'm going to put that in the description below this. And if you're in a situation, you have a question, you got a comment, feel free to comment below this video as well. And I look forward to seeing you in the future.